Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's weekly memorial service as we continue to have these from shelter in place, as we're not having in-person services. Of course, if you'd like to have the name of your loved one read during the service, you can fill out the Google form on the Facebook page. I believe it can also be found on the website. So we'll go ahead and get started with Suture chanting of Sambutsuge, followed by the reading of the names, short message, and then, of course, closing with the letter on white ashes. So we'll go ahead and get started with the chanting of Sambutsuge. Naman dubs, naman dubs, naman dubs, naman dubs, naman dubs, naman dubs. 고갱 기기 이진무 고근요제 애묘 무요 도션 이치가즈마니 슈고 엔요 가이시즈 엄배 윤역 주목如来요겐 조세문인 쇼각다연 고르지보 가이몬 쇼진 삼마이지에 이덕문요 슈쇼케우 진다이젠넨 쇼부츠 오가이 구진진노 그고 가이다이 무묘 요쿠누 세손 요문 인노 시시 진덕무뇨 크큰 고나이 지혜 지묘 고묘 이소 신도 다이센 강가 사번 자이쇼호 가도 쇼지 미브게나츠 세조이 가인인 쇼진 삼마센도 지혜 이조 고세 독급 흥교 시간 이사이 크크 이사다양 개시읍은百戦 億万 無量 大小 修行 고자 供養 이사이 시도 쇼부츠 훈요 구도 겸쇼 흑격 희뇨 고자 쇼부츠 세界 부후 가게 무슈 세츠노 고묘 시쇼 햄시 쇼고쿠 요세 쇼진 이진 난료 료가 사붓国土第一五種奇妙道場超絶国女内音二無闘争ガト愛民道達異彩自法来所新熱症状意図雅国経絡安穏好物神妙是が心象発願能意力小小欲自法生存知恵無下上量子孫知が心行軽量心死食毒中画行精進忍辱不見南蛮ダム 平等正祭道も大心往生安楽Naman dubs, naman 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 dubs. I will now read the names for this week's memorial service. Steve Hayashida, Kazuko Hayashida, Robert Hayashida, Frank Hayashida, Art Hayashida. If you could please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 So, I am a big fan of all different kinds of musicals, whether they're in movies or in the play. Just, I think having songs instead of talking makes life a little more fun or exciting, or at least, a little more musical. But I've had a chance to watch some musicals that have been available now since we've been in shelter in place. I've had kind of have it in the background and stuff. But every now and then I'll watch a new one, and it's interesting. And so one that I've been meaning to get around to watch that I was able to see lately was the Pirates of Penzance. So there's a song from there that is very recognizable about the the very model of a modern Major General, right? Anyway, it's supposed to be this tongue twister song, so it's sung very fast, and it's got a lot of trippy words, a lot of big words. I don't know. I'll look up a couple of them. But anyway, so watching it, and it's a comic opera. So the premise of it is supposed to be kind of this comedy or irony, which is funny, and I don't know if anyone wants to watch it, but kind of the spoilers is it revolves around a man who was serving pirates as an indentured servant, and then there's some comedy there as to why it ended up that way. But he decides that he no longer wants to be a pirate after his indentured services are up. And then only to realize that he has to go back to being a pirate because of the terrible circumstance that he was born on February 29th, the day of a leap year, which happens every 4 years, and he was supposed to work until his 21st birthday. And so even though he's 21 years old, he's really only, five? Yeah, only 5 years old. So then, again, more comedy ensues, and he has to go back. But he decides to go along with all of this because for him, the character is very strongly attached to this idea of duty. So putting duty above everything else, his own values, the love in his life, all these different things, which he has to then decide what he wants to pick, how to live his life, and he is given this this path because of his commitment to duty. So I think, for myself anyway, it's almost this critical look at what it even means to follow duty. I mean, I think for a certain extent, it's very honorable, it's noble, it's also very helpful in our lives when we want some kind of direction. It helps us give some kind of way to open up where we feel like we should go. However, the very Buddhist aspect of it, I think, is that it's never quite as simple as, okay, you have a duty, then you have to follow through with it. There's a lot of different nuances, of course, through our own personal circumstances, but then also when we feel like maybe the right thing is not to go along with that duty. And that can be very tricky because we have this idea that society puts on us that you have to follow through, otherwise society would fall apart. But then there are these times where it conflicts our duty and what we think is the right thing to do, or the thing that we even want to do. So it makes it very difficult for us. And however, in the context of this service, of a memorial service, I was wondering, what is the duty that we have to our loved ones who have passed away? What is the responsibilities that we have for them? And as far as this Japanese Buddhist tradition goes, heavily influenced by Confucian and Eastern traditions, we're told that we have this duty to continue to have these kinds of services. And it's important for us to visit the cemetery. It's important for us to help out at the church. We are given these duties by the ones who loved us, who loved the temple, and continue to be with us, even though they've passed away. They're still in our ear a little bit, especially if they told that to us a lot when they were alive. But this duty or responsibility, we should look at it not as something that we should do simply because we were told to, or we feel like that's what society or our family or whatever wants us to do, but we have to find that internal motivation to get us to do it. We have to figure out for ourselves why it's important. Ultimately, if we don't think it's important and we don't want to do it anymore, honestly, there's no hard feelings. The temple exists to serve the needs of the people, and if the people have no need, then there is no need for those services. However, if we look on inside ourselves and we realize that there is an importance to it, that there is a reason, and we feel like we have to make a commitment to continuing to do it, then I think it shows, again, this kind of opening up a path to us for what we should do in life. Again, kind of touching on this notion of having and fulfilling our duty. It can be very complicated, it can be hard, it can be contradictory sometimes, but I think it's important for all of us as Buddhists to reflect on ourselves and the importance of our actions, recognizing the reasons perhaps why we were taught to do something, and then finding the real reasons inside of us why we want to and continue to keep doing those actions. So, you can broaden that to much bigger concepts, but for today I wanted to focus on this idea of looking within ourselves for the reason why we want to honor the people who have passed on before us and the best way we can go about doing that. So I encourage everyone to reflect a little bit, I don't know, maybe today, maybe for a week, maybe for the rest of your life, but just on what it means to have a responsibility to our loved ones who have passed, and the most meaningful way for us to express that. If you could please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandos, namandos, namandos. Okay, we'll close with the reading of the letter on white ashes. In silently contemplating the transient nature of human existence, nothing is more fragile and fleeting in this world than the life of man. Thus, we have not heard of human life lasting for 1,000 years. Life passes swiftly, and few among men can maintain their form for even 100 years. Whether I go before others or others go before me, whether it be today or tomorrow, who is to know? Those who depart before us are as countless as the drops of dew. Though in the morning we may have radiant health, in the evening we may return to white ashes. When the winds of impermanence blow, our eyes are closed forever, and when the last breath leaves us, our face loses its color. The loved ones may gather and lament, everything is to no avail. The body is then sent into an open field and vanishes from this world with the smoke of cremation, leaving only the white ashes. Nothing is more real than this truth of life. The fragile nature of human existence underlies both the young and the old. Therefore we must, one and all, turn to the teachings of the Buddha Dharma and awaken to the essence of life. By so understanding the meaning of death, we come to appreciate the meaning of this life, which is to be treasured because it is unrepeatable. By virtue of true compassion, let us realize the unexcelled value of this existence, and let us live together with gratitude in our hearts. If you could all please join me for closing Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, thank you again, everyone, for attending. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30 for Sunday service. Bye.